I'm Jamie Taylor. Welcome to Your Health Matters, brought to you by Kingman Regional Medical Center, your community-owned hospital. Every week in this program, I have a different guest or guests, and we talk about different programs, services, opportunities that I think will be of interest to you and your family. So I hope you'll stay tuned. We'll be back right after these messages with some exciting guests today. Welcome back to Your Health Matters. I have two guests on the program today. My first guest is Dorothy Brown with the Kingman Cancer Care Unit. Thanks again for being on the program today, Dorothy.
I'm glad to be here, yes.
So we're going to talk about the Kingman Cancer Care Unit, which is a not-for-profit organization that is a huge help for cancer patients right here in Kingman. So tell me about the program.
Well, we were organized in 39 years ago.
Wow.
And we were with the American Cancer Society from the way I understand. And they wanted to form a group that the money stayed here in Kingman.
Sure.
Instead of all over. Nothing against American Cancer Society, but there was help needed here.
Right.
And so they formed a group, and it was Helen Graves, Bill McCall, and Doris Power.
Okay.
And they formed this organization as a nonprofit organization. And for many years they had, like, if most Kingmanites can remember, the carousel downtown in the building across from the old J.C. Penney's. They had a little store, and they earned their money that way.
Okay.
They had a
like a consignment store
yes,
or something
consignment
like that?
store. And 6 years, going on 7 years ago, I joined this group and became president, and we just got out there, and people in Kingman started wanting to do fundraisers for us, just all the time. It just seemed like there's so much cancer here.
Yes.
If you know, it's just amazing.
Sad,
It just really amazes me how much there is. And so we help patients, cancer patients. We don't care, Jamie, if they're rich or poor. We don't ask their financial.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
No, we do not. They have a form. All they have to be is under doctor care for cancer.
Okay.
They have, we're willing to help anybody.
Right.
We never have turned. I know, I can say this, in 7 years, I have never known anyone to be turned down.
Wow, that's amazing.
We help anyone. We, though, do just in the Kingman area. We do Hackberry, Peach Springs, Dolan Springs, Chloride, on around, but we do not, we kind of stay based Kingman, because
so
the
it's
money.
not like Bullhead or Lake
No,
Havasu.
because when I first started, they were including people from Bullhead, but we got so that we had so many patients that we felt like Bullhead and Havasu could
take
care of their own.
kind of thing.
And our patients go to doctors down there. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
If they have a certain type that the Kingman Regional does not, and they send them down there. They're not like Tomeo.
Yeah.
They send patients out. We help people with gas mileage, and we're amazed at the amount of gas mileage that we put out, because there's people out in Golden Valley and all around that have to come in for chemo, radiation every day, and they can't afford the gas.
Right, that adds up.
It adds up. We help with utilities. We have paid rent. There's nothing worse. Even house payments. I will even say we've done house payments. It's nothing worse than you're suffering with cancer, and you're sick, and you're taking these treatments, and you
can't
your
work.
rent's due, and
and
your
you
car
can't work,
payment, and your car insurance is due, and you're out of work.
Yeah.
And they have no. What amazed me was, and Jamie, you can tell me the same thing. I didn't know before you could take radiation, you had to have dental work. You have to go to a dentist and have your teeth checked and everything, and that comes to quite an amount of money.
Again, if you don't have insurance to
and
cover
very
that.
few people have dental insurance.
Right.
And so I know already this year we have done 2 patients so they could take radiation. It's we have a storage unit that we keep, that has wheelchairs, bathroom things, and Keenan Regional even, we work so close.
Yes,
because
you do.
Keenan Regional and City of Keenan bend over backwards for this unit. Absolutely do. Fundraisers, help us every way. Terry Williams, we're so involved with her and you that call us and say, okay, I've got a patient that can't have a Medicare, and then don't come through on a lot of things anymore.
Right.
We need wheelchairs. We need bathroom equipment. I'm not a cancer patient. Can we borrow it? Yes, you can. We do that. If we have extra, we keep so much for our cancer patients, but we do. In fact, yesterday I had a young man come to my home, and I sent him, and we have a young lady that goes every Friday if you need to take stuff out of our storage unit.
Okay.
So I told him, just be patient. She works for Keenan Regional, but she has a husband with cancer, and she only goes so many days a week to the unit. It's an ongoing thing. We have had more fun this year on fundraisers. The City of Keenan and the Keenan Regional keep us going, and we have laughed our head off at the fundraisers that we have.
Now I have to ask you, Dorothy, I don't mean to interrupt real quick though. So you mentioned wheelchairs and like the bathroom equipment and things like that. So do you take donations? Because I've had people call me.
Yes, we do.
Who they've lost a loved one and they've got an extra wheelchair or the bedside rail, those kind of things.
And we sure do.
Okay.
And another thing that we have a lot of calls on are wigs.
Oh, wigs, absolutely.
And caps and stuff. But
Okay.
most of the time, the wigs, we used to put them in our storage unit, and the heat just ruined them.
Sure.
And they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong, we take care of them and everything. But the Keenan Cancer Center here has a room now.
Inside, so
and they
keep
keep
them.
where it's cool. And
Good,
so we
good.
have that.
So let's get your phone number out there so people.
Okay, 757-2546.
2546. So
Dorothy
if someone
Brown.
has some items they'd like to donate,
Right.
they could call you and you can make arrangements.
Yes, to get them
Okay.
picked up and stored away.
Good, very good. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we had that in case
Yes.
our guests that are watching would.
Yes, we
like that.
do.
Okay.
And we're just so amazed, lots of times I have calls from people that, the ladies that are going through cancer, and they don't really quite need help, but they want to talk to us about it. They want to talk to us about if they had to have this help, And I understand, because I just lost my husband of 57 years
Wow.
last year
Yes, I
with
remember.
lung cancer.
Yeah.
So I understand what they're talking about. Fortunately, I did not have to use financial aid from them, but support I had. We meet on the third Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
We black out June, July, and August.
Okay.
We meet at 5:30 at the Senior Center.
Okay.
And we have a meeting and have dinner. We have dinner and enjoy. We have members just coming in lately because we're out there, and now they want to join our
Right,
group.
that's what I was just going to say. So folks, if they're interested in
Member-
participating, being a member, they could call you
and,
as well.
And the membership thing says, and it says on the membership, I wish I'd have brought one today, that a corporation can join.
Okay.
And then you can join and say, I don't want to participate. I just want to be a member.
Okay.
And that happens a lot because you're busy. You just can't tend to every organization that wants you to tend.
Yeah.
And so there's a little, it's in our membership thing that you check off if you want to be a member and not active. Just this, we had our meeting Tuesday night. It was wonderful. We had about 20 ladies there, and we had 3 new members
Good.
had joined. And then Doris Power had to put the thing to us and say, we're taking care of right now, probably 110 patients.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and she said, we got 8 new ones this month.
Oh,
8 new ones.
wow.
And a lot of them are simple things that they want. In fact, she called me last night. A lady she had had surgery, and she just needed a sleeve to hold her arm in. And her insurance or Medicare well, she wasn't on Medicare. Her insurance would not pay for this sleeve for her.
Yeah.
And so Doris called me and said, we're really working hard. You know, she says she can't. We're going to get it for her. So find out where this, you know, anything we can do to help them to ease their worries. And it is a worry.
Absolutely. And you know, I've said many times out that one of the first things I got to do when I first started at KRMC was the ribbon cutting for our cancer center.
Yes.
Because it was brand new at that time. And to me, it was such a gift for our communities because, and I talk about this all the time, excuse me, but it's, if you're sick and your treatment's going to make you sicker, the last thing you want to do is travel or be in a hotel. So to be able to stay close to home and then to have an organization like the Cancer Care Unit that is there for support, both financial and emotional, is really important.
It's very important.
And
like I said, we have patients that have to go down to the valley because they have, there's certain treatments that you cannot have here.
Absolutely.
And we have one that goes to Las Vegas. Fine. You know, she needs gas mileage. She just can't afford these trips. And so we're there for them.
And I think it's important for our audience to understand that fundraising that you do, and I know Penny is going to be on the show here in a minute, and we'll talk about more of those actual fundraising events, but those monies that you raise stay here in Kingman for Kingman
and
folks.
We send a check to U of A for research at the end of the year.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. We send one check to them at the end of the year, few $1,000, which, you know,
every little bit helps.
And our fundraisers will say, oh, I only made $300 or $100. Oh, well, you put your 100 with that, somebody else's 300. But we as an organization, and Penny will tell you, is our arts and craft, which is she's going to talk to you about, is our only fundraiser. We go to every fundraiser that they call us and say, oh, I'm going to do a fundraiser, car wash. We wash cars.
Oh my.
We have been to the pig out.
The pink pig out. October is like crazy with that kind of stuff.
And we just attended one at the Kingman Academy that did a Kiss the Pig.
Kiss the pig?
A live pig. A teacher had to kiss a live pig. So that's where the money came from. It was the kids, the middle school, 6th, 7th, 8th, and Betty Rowe. They all had to, if they wanted a teacher to kiss the pig, they had to buy it. A privilege.
Thank you, Dorothy, so much for being on the show today. And we're going to have Penny come on here in a few minutes and talk about that fundraising.
Oh, yes.
But that's pretty funny about a pig.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We'll be back right after these messages.
Yeah, well, thank gosh they haven't asked us if we'd like to kiss the pig, you know, so.
Welcome back to Your Health Matters. My guest for the second half of the show today is Penny White. Thank you again for being
Thanks
on the show,
for having
Penny.
me, Jamie.
So Doris, I said Doris, I meant Dorothy. Before the break, we were talking about the Kingman Cancer Care Unit and all the services you guys provide to this community, which is awesome. But all that stuff costs money.
It does.
And I know, like Dorothy was sharing about kissing the pig, and there's other opportunities where other groups do fundraising.
Yes, and we are appreciative of that because we do the annual Arts and Crafts Fair. And this is our 39th year
of doing the craft fair?
Of doing the craft fair. And when they started the first year, they started at the fairgrounds, and they had about 7 vendors.
7?
7 vendors, and they stuck with it. And we'll have probably close to 125.
I was just gonna say over 70.
The inside is all filled, and I'm starting to get more to fill up the outside and stuff. And it does well, but it doesn't bring in the kind of money that we've needed now with the increase of cancer and the town growing and the community around us and stuff. So we are very appreciative of all the help, and our cancer fair, though, we all love that and do that.
It's almost an institution.
It really is. It really is. And people, when one year the sign didn't get put up in front of the Dam Bar at the corner there, I had more people say, well, why isn't the sign up? So it's the little things that our community has grown used to with it and stuff. And we get supported very well with that. We have, besides the vendors renting their booth space, we have a raffle, and we get a lot of support from the community here donating items for us to raffle. Our tickets are 6 for $5 or $1 each,
Wow,
and
that's a
we're
pretty good deal.
out in the community doing that. We have grand prizes. I have 11 grand prizes this year. We have 2 early bird specials, which means if you buy your tickets early, then you have a chance of winning $100. And we have 2 of those before the show starts, so it's always beneficial to buy your tickets early and
See me
stuff.
after the show.
Yes. And we try to get a variety of vendors that have stuff. We stay focused on handcrafted items, arts and crafts. Of course, you always have a few that try to bring in things they shouldn't bring in, and that's always difficult because it's not what you want to have there.
Yeah, and I think one of the draws of the craft, well, it's the craft fair.
Yes,
That's
it
the whole
is.
Arts and craft, and so people come expecting that.
Yes.
But it's also a great place to do your Christmas shopping.
It's-
I get a lot done there.
Yes, it's wonderful, and there's items that you just can't find in stores
unique and-
sometimes,
yeah.
and so we try to have a good variety of
Before I
stuff
forget,
there.
what's the date?
The dates are November 8th and 9th,
Okay.
and on Saturday we go from 9 to 5,
Okay.
and Sunday it's 9 to 3.
Okay.
This year, unfortunately, the lady that did our Indian fry bread and stuff,
Yes.
she sold her business.
Oh, no.
So I'm looking for someone that does that, but it's difficult because a lot of vendors that do this get on a circuit, or
yeah, and they're already
or
committed.
we just don't generate like they do if they go to a county fair or a
Right.
big thing that's
Yeah.
going on, and so, but we'll be fine. We'll be
well,
fine
and you never
stuff.
know. This is going to be, on the
Right,
air before the
I
show.
get a
so-
lot of calls
Good.
from now till then wanting to come, so I'm prepared for that.
Okay,
so
let's give him your phone number.
my phone number, if you're interested in I'm full inside, but if you'd like to have an outside booth and you're a
okay.
craftsman, you can reach me at 928-757-3760.
3760. Okay,
yes.
Very good. Or
Yes.
if they have a fry bread.
Oh, yeah, or a food vendor,
A food vendor,
that
right.
does something. I have one that does the hamburgers and the hot dogs and those kinds of things. So being small, we like to have another variety
Right,
there
right.
to do that. And we've always had a wonderful turnout from our community. I have people that come here from California, Havasu people come, they just make it a day to come up
Yes.
here and stuff.
That's fun.
And we've gotten a really good reputation of doing a nice show, and we try to be fair to the vendors and stuff. We're in it to make money,
Right,
but we're
support
not
them
making it
too.
at other people's expense
Right,
either.
yeah.
And so I just like to point out to people that we have a service committee that handles the intake and helping people, and that's all confidential. We
okay.
do not, they don't share that
Sure.
with
Okay.
anybody else in the group for the privacy of
Sure,
it and
right.
stuff. And so I want people to know that this isn't
They can
something
feel
that
confident in that that's
Right,
going to be
and
protected.
one thing I have found out in going out at these other fundraisers and doing things and stuff, the people that come up and tell you thank you, that you don't know that you've helped. Most of us are doing this and we don't know
Don't
who
even
we
know who
help,
you're
you know.
touching, yeah.
And they tell you their story, and it's really touching
Oh,
to know
absolutely,
that
yeah.
you made a difference for somebody. So when I get a little discouraged sometimes
Uh-huh.
with doing this, I think about all the people that we help that we don't know about, and who's, when somebody tells you, you helped me with my house payments,
Yeah.
and that gets right where it's at, because nobody should lose their home
Right, when they're already sick
for
with,
this,
yeah.
you know,
That's so
and
hard.
stuff. So I like to think we're that buffer between the desperate
Right.
and stuff. So
Well, in that way too, I think, and we've talked about this before, that when you're sick like that, you need to focus your energy
Yes.
on staying healthy or getting
Being
well.
healthy,
and
right.
So to be stressed over
Right.
maybe losing your home or your car or something
or
like that.
how are you going to pay
that's-
for your medicines and things.
Right.
And sometimes it's knowing that there is that backup there, not necessarily needing it or just needing it a little bit till you get everything worked
Yeah.
out. I think it's a safe net.
Right.
And
Yep.
you know, hope that, and I know it's appreciated by
Oh,
people.
absolutely.
And most of us
Yes.
that are there have been affected by cancer through either
Family,
they've
friends, or
had
yourself.
it, yes. And so it's just it's something good to be involved in for me. And
Yeah.
this is the thing that I do, and I'm glad that I do it. And we've had more and more people doing fundraisers, so we're trying to attend and do all that
the
and
pig
stuff. So
kissing and
oh yeah, well, thank gosh they haven't asked us if we'd like to kiss the
the pig.
pig, you
That's
know.
too funny.
So yeah, it is. Dorothy did say we do car washes and we've washed cars, but that's not true.
Oh.
We no they have a pop-up tent for us and
Oh, you-
tables and pops and waters, and we just sit there and collect the money.
Okay.
And they have their
You're not
people
out there scrubbing.
No, I did do one last year. I promised them I would help. Well, it was
Not a good
90 degrees.
Oh.
You know, they did it in July,
Of course.
but I did get out there and do a little bit. But that's
Good
we
for you,
don't.
I'm
Oh,
impressed.
right. I gave it the old gung ho, but we try to be involved because we're appreciative of what
Sure.
they're doing,
Well, and I
we
think
have.
it's good again for our audience to know that, number one, as Dorothy and I talked, that the money stays here in Kingman, helping friends and neighbors who are in need.
Right,
But
right.
if there's folks watching the show that would like to do a fundraiser, and it doesn't have to be just in October.
No, oh,
Obviously,
yes.
October, we have a big push on breast cancer
But we do
awareness.
it any month of the year.
Sure.
We're not great in July or August when it's hot, you know, but we try to be there and support them. Plus, as long as we've been here, there's a lot of people that still don't know about us or realize, and so I think
What you're
us
doing.
getting out in the community helps a lot too.
Absolutely.
So I'm just hoping that we have a lot of people come out to our Arts and Crafts Fair.
Absolutely,
The
and-
8th and 9th, and more importantly, I'm hoping the weather holds out.
Yes, we'll
But
keep
it's 2 weeks to go, so I'm not optimistic,
Oh,
you know.
it'll be gorgeous.
I've had one gorgeous weekend in 8 or 9, so.
Really? Is
Oh,
it
yes,
always-
I've had
really?
snow, hail, wind.
We don't want snow that early.
Well,
I know. I'm just
Trust
kidding.
me, I
know.
don't like the wind.
I know. That's true for outside vendors
Yeah, the
too.
first one I did, they had a storm that went through at night, and I got there the next morning, and people's outside booths were torn up, and I'm
Oh.
beside myself, and they're all veterans of this, so it was nothing to
Just
them.
like-
They're, prepared for that, but I was just,
Devastated.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we try to do a nice job, and the fairgrounds has really stepped up in providing a really nice place, and
Good venue for it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. They've gotten the curtains, and you get there, and after people have decorated their booths and stuff, you look in there, and it's just heartwarming
It
to
is,
see
yeah,
how
it's fun.
creative people are and how they display their stuff so nicely and everything, and it's just
Mm-hmm. Before
good.
I forget too, we were going to mention, I know you talked about the early bird raffle prizes.
Right.
What other kind of raffle prizes do you have?
We go to the community and get things. Then vendors also can donate
okay.
if they'd like to. Grand prize, we have, let's see, I have a $500. I have, I think, 3 250s, a 200. We have a gift basket from Dreams and Rainbow, an oil painting from Doris Lightwine.
Oh, very nice.
We have a quilt from Jerry Cox, an Afghan from Dorothy Brown, and we have a miniature covered wagon that the gentleman that did the one in the museum,
Yes.
he made one for us and
Oh,
donated
nice.
to that, and we have 4 rounds of golf for all the
very
men out
good,
there,
very
you know.
good. So
I
there's
don't
some
know
good
how many.
prizes.
They're very nice
Good.
prizes, and
Very good.
you hope that most people that buy tickets are buying just to help.
Oh,
Not for
absolutely.
the
Right.
not for the prize they're going
Right.
to get, but
Thank
anyway.
you so much, Penny. I'm really glad you came on the show because you haven't done
Thank
this for
you.
me before.
No, and thanks for having
yes,
us.
it's a good chance to get the word out to our audience,
It
and
is.
hopefully we'll get more folks at the craft fair.
Well, good. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you. So I hope you learned something new. I hope you show up at that craft fair. Don't miss it. Join me again next week, and I'll have another exciting guest on the program.